Good evening. My name is Brandon Zarb, and this is my presentation on optimizing procedures to reduce variance between theoretical and actual food costs. This presentation applies specifically towards mid-sized fast food restaurants. I chose this topic because I'm currently self-employed as a consultant, um, mainly focusing on back of house and culinary, but I do assist with financials as well. So this report is essentially going to dive into the critical challenge of maintaining profitability in a mid-sized fast food chain with focus and emphasis on the significant discrepancies between estimated and actual food costs. A clear understanding of these variables is crucial. They impact the restaurant chain's operational efficiency and financial health, necessitating strategic adjustments to enhance overall performance. Essentially, by reducing this variance, now I'm not going to say which restaurant chain it is, as this is an existing client and I have signed an NDA. But they are running a very high variance between their 30 plus stores, in the range of 6 to even 9% variance. So essentially, what that means is they're spending in these cases 6 to 9 percentage points more on food than they should be on paper. As you may know, profit margins in the restaurant industry are thin. Expenses are very high. So to have a variance this high is a major issue, and it needs to be adjusted to an industry standard, which is generally speaking 2 to 3% as an acceptable range. A really high performing franchise or business, though, might see their variance in the 1 to 2%. That would be a goal, a future goal for this chain. Problem overview. So as I was saying on the previous slide, theoretical food costs are calculated based on standardized recipes and pricing strategies intended to forecast expenses. However, actual costs reflect the true expenditures, often higher due to various operational challenges. And I'll give you an example on this. Let's say I'm in a restaurant and I'm frying chicken tenders, and an order of chicken tenders is 5 pieces. Well, in the bag of frozen chicken tenders, there might be 3 or 4 pieces that are deemed unservable, or perhaps I burned a couple pounds out of a case. It doesn't seem like a big deal at the time, but in the future, when we go to calculate food cost, that loss of product shows up as a variance, and it's a good indicator to the operator or business owner that things are not operating within their peak potential. These challenges include poor portion control, excessive waste, employee theft, and inaccuracies in pricing, which collectively contribute to significant cost variances. These variances hinder accurate financial planning and operational adjustments. Why does this problem exist? Well, in an ideal world, these things would be worked out early when there is 1 to 3 stores operating in the chain. However, this particular client has grown really fast. The rapid growth of the company has often outpaced the development of robust mechanisms for managing and tracking food costs effectively. This fast expansion has led to significant operational inefficiencies, such as unrecorded waste and inadequate data management. These issues stem primarily from prioritizing expansion over refining internal processes, which complicates costs and management efforts. Quite frankly, this is not the fun part of the business. And as such, most people tend to not do it until they absolutely have to, which is the case here. Literature review, lean management and waste reduction. So lean management strategies are pivotal in the food service industry for reducing waste and enhancing efficiency. These strategies streamline operations by minimizing costs, unnecessary costs, and optimizing resource use. Successful implementation of these measures, as demonstrated in various settings such as corporate canteens, not only reduces operational costs, but also improve the environmental footprint of these businesses. These strategies are essential for sustainable management practices. Technological solutions. Incorporating advanced technologies and platforms significantly improves the accuracy of food cost tracking and data management. This technological integration facilitates more precise cost forecasting and reduces the likelihood of errors. So if you look to your right, you'll see some logos of some really great companies. The two parent companies there would be on the bottom. That's Toast and Meal Ticket. And then above, they have these sub companies that integrate with your point of sale system. And I'm able to track a lot of this data utilizing these companies. So I have clients that use both XtraChef and MarketMan. 15 years ago, when I was getting my start in the restaurant business, we didn't use computer programs like this. We used Excel spreadsheets, and we inputted our invoices manually and updated pricing, and we reported, what we thought the food cost would be, which would be a theoretical. And then, a week after the end of the month, the restaurant's accountant or bookkeeper would make their calculation, and that would be your actual. So in 2024, we have all of this excellent software that's relatively affordable. And rather than having to input a ton of data manually and then wait for a bookkeeper to do their job, we're able to get data accurate in real time. The adoption of technology in minimizing food waste has shown to positively impact financial performance, enhancing both the profitability and operational efficiency of food service operations. These technological solutions are crucial for modern businesses aiming to maintain competitive advantages. So I don't necessarily think these are always necessary for small restaurants, but if you have a large chain, you should be tracking with these. Proposed solutions to address the identified issues. New procedures aimed at enhancing accuracy in records and data analysis will be implemented. These procedures will ensure that recipes and portion sizes are meticulously verified and consistently applied across all locations. Additionally, improved tracking of food waste and updated pricing methods will be introduced. These changes, supported by enhanced technology use, will facilitate more precise decision-making and cost management. Team and operational challenges. Operational changes will include updating training programs for staff to improve their skills in food handling and portion control. This training will emphasize the importance of minimizing waste and optimizing resource use. So hospitality is very, very much a people business. And I can tell you right now that staffing is the most difficult aspect of managing this business, with cost of goods coming in at number 2. There is no solution you solve in a restaurant space without training and engaging staff. Anyone who tells you otherwise is wrong. Furthermore, implementing team-based accountability measures for waste reduction will foster a culture of responsibility and efficiency. These measures are expected to significantly mitigate losses and improve overall operational performance. Implementation plan. These new procedures will be rolled out in phases, beginning with the pilot program in select locations. This approach allows for careful assessment of the effectiveness of the new tools and processes before the wider implementation. So to kind of spell that out, the gentleman that has the majority ownership in this company retains a handful of stores that he runs independently of corporate ownership, although he is not a franchisee. We like to utilize his stores for testing because I'm able to circumvent corporate procedures and implement new processes very quickly. So I do have this lined up and ready to go. Comprehensive training sessions will ensure all staff are well equipped to adopt the new technologies and procedures. Ongoing support will be provided through a dedicated help desk, ensuring continuous assistance and troubleshooting. So as a consultant, I love that all of these trackers that I showed on the previous slide, they have really, really great customer service, troubleshooting, and instructions. They do utilize staff that is out of the country. So sometimes there's a language barrier, but what I do like is that they are on call 24 hours a day. So rather than my phone getting a ring at 10 p.m., they'll be calling Toast customer support instead. Expected outcomes and metrics. The primary outcome expected from these initiatives is a reduction in the variance between theoretical and actual food costs, aiming to achieve an industry standard variance of between 2 and 3 percentage points. This improvement is crucial for enhancing the profitability and financial stability of the chain. Success will be measured using key metrics such as client satisfaction surveys and productivity metrics like project completion times. These indicators will provide direct feedback on the effectiveness of the implemented changes and help in the continuous performance evaluation. So, in large companies, sometimes measuring success is difficult. There's a lot going on. Fortunately for me, in this specific project, this is very easy to measure. Um, Client satisfaction, and I say client in this regard as my consulting client. I don't mean the customer of the restaurant. And productivity, those are good indicators, but we have an extremely solid and reliable indicator, which is the variance percentage. And we'll be able to tell within 2 weeks, I would say, if we're making strides in the right direction. And then as these operators get used to the new procedures and they've integrated everything into their normal workflow, we should see a healthy reduction in that variance. And if we don't, I'll have more work to do. Budget considerations. Financial investment for these changes includes approximately $2,500. That's a subscription fee for software licenses, $5,000 for training materials, and $3,000 for additional support resources. That includes my consulting fee. These costs are necessary for the successful implementation of the new procedures. Investing in these areas is expected to yield long-term savings and improved profitability, offsetting the initial expenditures and enhancing the financial outlook of the company. And finally, my conclusion. By reducing the variance between theoretical and actual food costs, the proposed changes will significantly improve the operational efficiency and profitability of the mid-sized fast food chain. The implementation of these procedures and operational changes will not only enhance the financial health, but also position the company for sustained success in a competitive market. This strategic approach underscores the commitment to continuous improvement and effective management. And finally, in the real world, I find that people opening large QSR and fast food chains, independent of a larger parent company, are doing so they can sell the company and make an enormous profit. Everyone is after venture capital dollars in this segment these days, and in order to get to that stage, they're going to look over your books. They're going to look at over all your finances, your internal procedures, and everything has to be locked tight. Uh, a venture capital firm would not be interested, or may not be as interested in buying a company that has such large variances, as it shows a lot of inaccuracies and issues in their procedures. So I believe my client is thinking short term as well as long term. And thank you very much. I hope my presentation was interesting and enlightening. And I thank you for your time.